Citizens of the world, Shaba Shams here, and welcome to my podcast, Shaba Speaks. It is such a great time to actually come back to the podcast platform and share with you these amazing interviews with people, friends that I met on social media, believe it or not, or anywhere else in the world. One of the greatest opportunities to make money and grow your passive income assets is to invest in real estate. We're going to be talking about investing outside of the United States. What are the hot and heavy countries out there where you can look into opportunities to invest in real estate, and what's that like? I spent 2 weeks in Istanbul last summer, looking for properties and opportunities out. Today, we will be talking with Rabia Keles, who is a real estate agent in Istanbul, who's going to give us the pros and the cons of investing in Istanbul. And if you stay until the end, I will be sharing with you my own experience as I spoke to 3 real estate developers and what I personally think about such investment. So stay tuned.
In Istanbul. I am doing real estate around 7 years. And before I was teaching at college as an English teacher, but after that I changed my mind and I started to do real estate in Istanbul. And as you know, around since 2018, when you buy property in Turkey, you can get citizenship. Before, in the beginning, until last year, if you had bought like a property with 200,000 US dollar, you could have, citizenship. But this year they increased it to 400,000 US dollar. Now the rule has changed. If you buy,
I'm really curious about that. Why the change from 250,000 to 450? Is it because there is an increase in the properties? Is it because of the changes in the lira? What is it that makes it? Is it the real estate or the currency fluctuation that led to this increase?
Yeah, actually, as you know, all over the world, the price of everything has increased. It is like a global price now.
Yeah, of course.
So because of that, the price of everything has increased in Turkey, including, as you know, in all over the world. So the value increased, the price increased. So also the government decided to increase the price of the the money for citizenship. So now, in order to get property, it should be 400,000 US dollar. Mm-hmm. But if you want only residency permit, it can be any amount. I mean, can be less than 400,000 US dollar.
And how is the bureaucracy in this sense? Because I have a friend invested in Bursa, and we got to see him as well when we were there. But he seems to be very frustrated with the bureaucracy and the systems on getting things done. So in your experience, because you work with so many foreign investors, how is the process that people need to go through to finalize the purchase, and now they are either resident or citizens of Turkey after investing in a property?
Actually, I don't know how he has get, problems, but here when they get their property, there is no problem with until now. We have not got any problem with them. If they they do the steps one by one. For example, when they buy property, they should have, when they buy it, they should have the bank account, which that they have exchanged. They have to, for example, exchange the money when they send to they buy property, from the bank. They have sent from outside this money, they changed it to tele, and then they have sent to, all the documents should be not, missing. If any of them, maybe if they don't get them, and then they will get problem. But if everything is accurate, then there is no any problem regarding getting citizenship or residency permit. Last year, before now, they could have visa or residency permit without getting property. But now even residency permit, if they want to get it, they should have titled it. It means they have to have property in Turkey.
You and we toured some properties
Yes.
in Istanbul, and we talked. I remember you telling me or talking to me a lot about location, and we saw some project. What are the best or the hottest or the long-term areas that are worth investing in the long run?
Like in Istanbul is a huge city, as you know.
Yes.
It consists of 39 states, districts.
Districts,
So,
yeah.
yeah, some of them are, quite cheap, but some of them very expensive. From outside, sometimes they ask me, 100,000 US dollar, can we buy a property in Istanbul? Actually, no.
Like the value of property, literally like for 200,000 or 250,000, you get 1,000 square foot, which is really like nothing. Imagine yourself living in 1,000 square feet. So the real estate is very expensive in Istanbul.
Istanbul is expensive city. They because of the ads advertisement, they show that it is cheap, but actually when they come, for example, they show them some district we see out of Istanbul. They say it is cheap. They put on ads, but in reality, not. For example, now a flat with 120 meters square is around 400,000 US dollar. So it is, but there are some districts which is like one flat is 500 even to 1 million US dollar, like Beşiktaş, Şişli, Taksim. These areas are the center and they are really expensive.
What do you see then, based on the pricing of the real estate in Istanbul? So what other challenges do you see, pertaining to investing in Istanbul, facing this, your clients, for instance, and what would you advise them, or how would you advise them to navigate these challenges? So what are the biggest, I would say, 3 challenges investing in real estate in Istanbul?
Istanbul, anytime you buy property, the price never go down. Every time the price,
it was always go up.
For example, when you came, if you have bought, now you got it, it would be very good for you. Last year, the flat which was 200,000 US dollar, now it is 300,000. Every time in Istanbul, never the price goes down. Every time it increases.
So then how are the locals? So I understand that the foreigners, they come probably from the US, from the Middle East, and they have a lot of money. So for them, buying a 2,000 square feet in the heart of Istanbul for $1 million or $2 is not a big deal. But how was this impacting the Turkey people, like the locals, the people who live there, the people who are making minimum wage or like a simple salary of a teacher or whatever? So how would they get fit into this landscape of high or very expensive real estate?
Actually, for employees, low income employees, Istanbul is a bit hard for them. But there are some districts which are, like cheaper than the others, and there are the districts which like in all country there are rich people and low income people. So with high income, they go to those districts which are expensive, and they go for big luxury property. But the others, they go to a small house, or even in the same districts you have a flat which is like 500,000 US dollar, and in the same you have 100,000 US dollar. So when they are, you have both choices in the same districts. Go for the cheap one, which is not luxury.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, what the reality of the locals is that they go to cheaper neighborhoods or districts, meaning not as good schools or safety, or so there is a whole nother side of living in a low income district or area that impact the quality of life and development of the locals. So I wonder the benefits of having this wave of investors with money and the impact it has on people. So no wonder why Istanbulians don't like tourists as much anymore. They see all the negative impact that it has on their lives. So back to real estate investment. So how do you see the future of people like me, like so many others who might be interested in coming to Istanbul for investment? So what is the future of real estate investment in Turkey?
Future is bright. Why? Because as we see, every time the price increase, anytime you buy it, let's say next year or 2 years, you sell again, you will, you will gain from your property. Especially there are the project, for example, if you buy from the project which are new started. The new started projects you will buy can be installment. Since your money is US dollar, you buy in, you will pay in TL by installment. That one, when US dollar increase, then also you get a profit there. In two sides, in property itself and in installment both. As I said, never the prices go down. So there is no any estate, if you want to make money in real estate, there is no hesitation, because anytime, no one lose in property in Turkey. Every time the price increase, especially Istanbul. Yeah.
That's good to know. So what are your challenges as a real estate agent working with foreign want investor? I would say one investor, because sometimes we want to invest, and then once you get there, you realize the reality of thing, and you step back a little bit. But what are the challenges of you working with foreign investors or potential investors?
My investors, all of them, they come on the references. I have huge international connections. So I don't have, just, some challenges that, because I know all of them when they come, like, like you, like the others, mostly are my customers depend on the reference. So it is fine. I don't get, neither them or me, we don't have any problem with them. And it is going well up to now. And I hope coming future also will be the same.
Cross our finger. But before you go, if you just give like 3 tips or a piece of advice to anyone who is interested in investing in Istanbul, what would you give them, the 1, 2, 3 tips or advice to move ahead with this idea?
First of all, I want them to not just look in the internet and look at the prices. Oh, it is cheap, let's go and buy it. And another thing, no need to go with especially Asian people, they call many agents. They think, in Turkey, something is straightforward. Either you go with one agent or 10 or 15, you have the same list price, and there is no, anything. The list price is the same. And even if they go alone or go with the agent, is the same. The price, sometimes they think that if, the price will change if the customer or agent. No, they have a list price. Even that list price is, valid for local and for foreigner is the same. So I advise them in someone, for example, they choose one agent and go with them, and just, don't make headache for the agent to mix all, no need, because sometimes I test, they have done, we go to project, they said, oh, this customer came with another agent. Is it, not nice, because, our country is not like, cheating, or that we don't have such things. So especially Asian people, they do this one, like from other country, UK, US. Actually, I have not faced them, but from Asian country, they, mix up too much. So they can go straight forward, no problem with that. And it is safe up to now. We have not faced any problem, in property when we bought and then we got problem. Everything is clear. And before they come also, we can send them some, what do you call, some options, and they can at least have the idea of the price in Istanbul. Internet, no need to make research in internet, because many of them, like all countries, they put cheap, fake, or
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rab, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you coming on Shaba Speaks to give me an insight on how to invest in real estate. That I'm going to
Sure.
be linking to this interview. That way, if people want to contact you or they are interested in
Yeah,
connecting with you
yeah. And
in terms of
thank you very much.
getting started, of course, my pleasure. They will have
Yeah.
our
Anyone is interested, we are here. Just glad to have them.
there is a link in the description below with Rabia information, and then just connect with her, and she'll be more than happy to show you around. We had really a great time doing that, and it gave us a good idea of investing in Istanbul. So, Rabia, thank you so much again for coming.
Have a nice time. Bye, dear.
So here you have it, guys. This was my interview with Rabia Kelles, properties with her in Istanbul. If you're interested in taking a look at the behind the scene of my visit to Istanbul and the different projects that we visited, my husband and I, in an attempt to have a better idea about investing in Istanbul, make sure you watch this video, and do not forget to subscribe to Shaba Speaks for more on entrepreneurship, or more on growing your career and business. Notification below, that way you won't miss any of the content we create. I will see you on the next one, and salam.